Hello everyone, welcome back to Signs and Wonders. Thank you all so much for watching. Extra special thanks to my channel members and Patreons. I'd also like to give an extra special thank you to Lori Brown this month. So thank you guys all so much. If anyone has any interesting stories they would like to share, please email me and I'll get you on the show. You can find my email under the About section of the channel. Before we start, guys, please remember to subscribe if you haven't already and give the video a like and leave a comment down below. Okay, today is November 8th, 2020, and this is your End Times News Report. Well, guys, I honestly did not think we would see it happen this fast, but here it is. Brain implant allows mind control of computers in the first ever human trials. Human trials for a first-of-a-kind device designed to treat the brain via electrical stimulation have brought some very promising results. Called Stentrode, the implant has the potential to treat a wide range of neurological conditions, but in the very first trials has brought about significant quality of life improvements for a pair of Australian men suffering from motor neuro disease, or MND. We got our first glimpse at the Stentrode device back in 2016 when researchers in Australia demonstrated a new kind of implant in the brains of sheep. Now, the idea was to offer a way of recording brain activity and stimulating the organ without needing invasive surgery where a piece of the skull is carved out to insert wires and electrodes. Instead, Stentrode can be implanted through a small keyhole incision in the neck, with the matchstick-sized device then guided through a blood vessel by X-ray until it rests over the motor cortex, the brain region responsible for planning and carrying out voluntary movements. Here it's able to monitor electrical signals coming from the brain and also stimulate brain regions that correspond with particular muscle movements, as demonstrated in the preclinical trials on sheep. Oh, and by the way, I figured I'd use myself in this clip to demonstrate the muscles. Stentrode was implanted into a human patient for the first time in August last year, and then into another subject in April of this year. These two Australian men both suffer from MND, with both now using the technology at home as part of their day-to-day activities. It's good that it's helping people, but to me it just seems like freaky that they're implanting things in people's brains now. Like, what do you guys think? Let me know. Record spring cold sweeps Brazil and continent-wide polar blast on course to hit South America. Record-breaking low temperatures swept parts of Brazil Thursday, November 5th, as latest weather models suggest an unseasonable mid-spring chill threatens to engulf the South American continent next weekend. The Sierra Cantarinense, located near the city of Urupia, woke to an unprecedented November low of minus 3.1 degrees Celsius on Thursday, a record of cold. In addition, a hard frost has been recorded in many cities in Santa Catarina from west to the Sierra Cantarines. Guys, this is a place where it's tropical. We're talking South America and it's a spring. They've probably never even seen frost in their life. In Saho Joaquim, located in the Camarillos NOV Valley, a thick layer of ground frost covered much of the valley, leaving the landscape looking as it would during the depths of winter. In addition, a hard frost has been recorded in many cities in Santa Catarina from west to the Sierra Cantarines. So South America, Brazil, down there, guys, it's probably 15 degrees Celsius right now, and they're looking at minus 3, so they got frost, everything, crops are probably dying. It's pretty crazy what's going on in the world right now. However, in many places like Valder Invadira, I didn't say that right, producers weren't so lucky. According to the reports, the frost hit hard and fast in these parts, leaving farmers very little time to prepare. The small and delicate spring bud fruits that were blossoming have been destroyed. In some regions, this has signaled a complete loss of the harvest. Ida is strengthening on its way towards Cuba. Warnings issued for Cayman Islands, Cuba, Bahamas, and Florida. Tropical cyclone Ida blamed for the deaths of more than 170 people in Central America over the past few days, is expected to gradually re-strengthen on its approach to Cuba as it remains over warm waters and in a region of upper-level diffluence. ETA, I hope I'm saying it right, ETA Center will approach the Cayman Islands later today, be near central Cuba tonight and Sunday, and near the Florida Keys or the South Florida Sunday night and Monday, November 9th. So watch out, guys, if anybody lives in Florida or any of those areas that I mentioned. However, by the time ETA reaches Cuba, the models show an increase in southwesterly wind shear and drier air being drawn into the circulation. These factors should cause ETA to level off in strength and likely become asymptotic, NHC forecaster Cangelios noted on November 7th. When ETA interacts and merges with the upper low, it will likely take on a subtropical appearance and develop a large wind field near southern Florida. I don't know what that means, but it says the storm is forecast to slowly weaken when it passes to the west of Florida as it moves in a drier environment. So I guess that's good news for people living in Florida. Based on the new forecast, the government of the Bahamas has issued a tropical storm warning for the northwestern Bahamas. In addition, the tropical storm watch along the east coast of Florida has been extended northward. Heavy rainfall is now diminishing across portions of Central America, although the threat of life-threatening flooding may continue along with landslides in areas of higher terrain. Heavy rainfall from ETA will continue across the Cayman Islands and portions of Cuba, resulting in significant life-threatening flash flooding and river flooding in Cuba. Flash and urban flooding will also be possible for the Cayman Islands, Jamaica, the Bahamas, and southern Florida. Iran claims new kamikaze drone smart bomb EW capabilities. Ooh yay. Iran's Tasnimi News, one of several regime media outlets in Tehran that are avenues for the government to boast about its military technology, showed off its weekly drone and weapon threats. This has become a kind of tradition for Iran over the last years, always trying to portray itself as innovating some new weapon every month. Then the new weapon gets weekly coverage as if Iran is a technological lab of genius that is like a Silicon Valley of drones and weapons. The latest story involves an air base in Isfahan and the Iranian Air Force, sometimes called Nahaja as an abbreviation. That's an abbreviation, Nahaja. It was Nahaja's third appearance after participating in the Zulfikar 99 exercise, Iran's Tasnim said. That refers to a drill in September. Well, why do they just say that? It's much easier. Now more drills have taken place that involve dozens of fighter jets, bombers, and refueling aircraft, electronic warfare, and drones, Iran says. As in previous years, the deployment phase, the unarmed exercises, and the demonstration took place using a variety of weapons in the exercise. A combination of experienced and other forces were present at the exercise to transfer operational experience in an environment close to the actual combat conditions. Iran says that in recent years it has improved its Ababil 3 drones, its Mahajir 4 and Karhara drones. The Abibil Baba and Moharja drones are the latest versions of those that date from the 1980s, so I sure hope they improve them. Iran has long innovated drones, some of them based on studying US and Israeli designs. For instance, it copied the US Predator and RQ-180 and also claimed to have copied Israel's Hermes 450. Drones in Iran are divided for use between the IRGC Aerospace Force and the regular Air Force. There is some internal competition to see who can build the best ones. Iran says that its Air Force has built a Cayman 12 reconnaissance and combat drone. In this exercise, in addition to Kahara and Cayman 12 drones, a suicide drone named Aharish was also introduced, the reporter says. Oh, isn't that lovely? A suicide drone. Sydney, Australia just experienced its coldest November 5th in recorded history, breaking the record set back in 1881. Yesterday, Sydney shivered through its coldest November 5th in recorded history and one of its coldest November days of all time. Sydney saw temperatures nosedive in just a few hours on Thursday morning from 21 degrees Celsius at 4 a.m. to 14 degrees Celsius by 11 a.m. and 10 degrees Celsius below the November average. Wow. Temperatures continued sinking throughout the day, meaning 14 degrees Celsius Thursday's high, a negative A reading that comfortably busts the previous November 5th record low max of 15.3 set in 1881. Solar minimum cycle of 11. Sorry guys, ferrets are messing around, playing around, making noise. The mercury dropped further still into Thursday night as a surge of powerful southerly winds moved up the coast. Thermometers dipped to 12 degrees Celsius in Sydney and as low as 10 degrees in the city's southwest suburb of Camden. This is in Australia, guys, keep in mind. Camden's overnight low also came close to breaking Sydney's minimum November temperature record, but fell short of the 8.9 degrees logged in 1913, likely due to the high UH effect. Yeah, likely. According to the Bureau of Meteorology, or the BOM, the bomb, records Thursday high of 14 degrees Celsius was also not far off the coldest November maximum of all time either, which stands at 12.6 degrees Celsius, recorded in 1998. The wild weather is the result of a cold front coming from across southwest north-southwest, which created the cool air mass, explained bomb forecaster James Taylor. Lord knows when the cold wind blows, it'll turn your head around. Yeah, like that. In addition, unusual spring snow was recorded across the north-southwest Alps. I don't know if y'all have noticed this lately, but I'm guessing a lot of you have, and that is the fact that this whole planet's weather system seems to be extremely out of whack. We're talking all around the world here, guys. From extreme record-breaking colds and heats to intense winds, downpours of crazy rain, flash floods, and these events are getting more powerful and more frequent, and they're happening all around the world. Just from watching my videos for the last couple weeks, you guys would be able to see that. It's getting crazy. China sends world's first 6G test satellite into orbit. Holy buckets. The conspiracy theorists are going to go crazy here, guys. 6G. Just wait for the comments. China has successfully launched what has been described as the world's first 6G satellite into space to test the technology. It went into orbit along with 12 other satellites from the Taiwan Satellite Launch Center in the Shanxi province. The telecoms industry is still several years away from agreeing on 6G's specifications, so it is not yet certain the technology being trialed will make it into the final standard. It involves use of high-frequency terahertz waves to achieve data transmission speeds many times faster than 5G is likely to be capable of. Well, that sounds really good for you. The satellite also carries technology which will be used for crop disaster monitoring and forest fire prevention. Yeah, and I'm betting a little spying too. China pledges proper and necessary response to new U.S. arms sale in Taiwan. China pledged that it would initiate a proper and necessary response to the U.S. arms sale to Taiwan announced on Election Day. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Wang Wenbin said on Wednesday that the planned $600 million drone sale to the autonomous island brutally interferes in China's international affairs and seriously undermines China's sovereignty and security interests. This is an article from the Associated Press. In a message to reporters, Wang called on the U.S. to back out of the deal so as to avoid further damage to China-U.S. relations and peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait. China considers Taiwan part of its territory, although the island has ruled itself for decades. The U.S. has kept unofficial ties with the autonomous island, although the Trump administration has made moves to improve relations in recent years. The U.S. also is Taiwan's main source for weapons. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already and leave a comment below. God bless you and your families.